Hello, and welcome back to a Fishy Plant Man video with me, Fishy Plant Man, as your host. Okay, yeah. Things are growing. This pothos just keeps on growing. The one behind has gotten all the way over here. That's not a monstera leaf. That right there is a pothos leaf from the one running around the back. It's doing well. The plant, since going in, it just keeps climbing. Its, newest leaves are halfway up that ladder now. And the remaining Phalaenopsis is still hanging in there. There's its keiki and that thing behind whatever. It really hasn't grown, but the keiki is. That's the northern keiki. And the other three directions are up here. West, east, and south is up here. Yeah, it was a bit of a joke and it kind of stuck. So we got the four directional plants. Kind of makes sense for a Native American. They're doing well. The plant itself still doesn't have enough roots, but it's hanging in there, doing what it can. I just watered it for the second time today, at least. Maybe the third. It's always looking dehydrated, but it's hanging in there. And the other one, yeah, it's not sitting there no more. I gave up on it. It just really, it can't do anything. The spikes don't have enough time, even if they wanted to do the keiki thing, they don't have enough time. Yeah. Normally I wait for all green to be gone, but they're dying from the bottom up, so there's no hope for it. And I eventually accepted my loss. There's, you know, four babies on the way. Granted, they're all the same plant, but, you know, if the mother lives, I'm soon to have five plants. So, yeah, I'm going to have to make room. What was that? I don't know if you heard that or not, but, yeah. A sound came out of me that wasn't a burp, wasn't, you know, anything like that. It's just a sound came out of my throat. Kind of like a tummy growl. It was weird. Just a sound escaped. But yeah, not a whole lot's going on. I think I'll show you. There's a fish. The side of the glass has got so much algae I can hardly see through it, so I'm not gonna to bother with that. I have been scraping it. It's just stubborn. Yeah. I think I might have to get in there with a razor blade or something to catch up again. Because I even used my coarse scrub brush, and is all it is doing is just taking off new stuff. There's it's almost like it's stained the glass. So I'll have to get in, like I said, take like a razor blade. Maybe a credit card could do it. I don't know. But yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to get more aggressive on the algae growing on the side. But, if you want light in your aquarium, especially a grow light that is made to grow plants, yeah. It's turned way down. There's a warning on it that it could get hot, but it's turned so far down that it doesn't get hot. It's basically on like the lowest setting ever, and even at like 50%, it doesn't get hot, and it's nowhere near 50%. So the leaves can rest on it, they're fine. If they can get some warmth out of it, whatever, but it's not going to harm them. It's not going to start a fire or anything. It's almost cool to the touch. I think it's room temperature because it's really not heating itself up. At least not from what my fingers can discern. So it's fine that plants are laying on it. It's got quite a bit of oomph it could give, and if it was turned up 70, 80, 90%, then maybe you'd feel the heat. But it's just not. It's that Fluval 3.0 light, I think it is. And like I said, it does have a warning on it that it could get hot. But it's not turned up enough, so it don't. I think we'll look at some other plants. I mean, there's just so much not to talk about that the yeah, there's one So yeah, we'll look at like the aloe. It's got a couple of babies you might like to see. So I will be back in a second in the eastern window. Okay, there we go. We're not going to film anything if I don't turn the camera back on. Anyway, it's kind of hard with that plant behind it. But the larger baby, and then I got all these plants in the way. The littler baby coming up. That larger one's just about ready to be removed. And then if I back up, you can kind of see how big the mother plant is. I've got this jade sitting on, well, not a fish aquarium. It is a fish aquarium, but it doesn't have fish in it. So that's the big jade. Big might be a relative term because it's big compared to these others. Here's the little jade. Yep, it's got that box back there acting as a shield from the sun. That ceramic got rather hot one day. And the more medium jade, it's leaning up against the growing stake for the oh my goodness, yeah, that tree there. It's a type of Dracaena. That's what I remember, a type of Dracaena. And because they're not far, the holiday cactuses are doing well. They're all plump. I seem to have figured out an amount of water this likes without rotting it and without it going, really limp all the time. So, yeah. It likes about twice as much water as everybody else. Go figure. Go figure. It's its own grave digger. Okay, after the second go figure, I had to. Good song, Grave Digger. So, yeah, they're doing good. They're not blooming right now, but they are doing good. So I seem to be figuring out my holiday cactus. And if you don't know them, there's 3 different colors. I got a couple of yellows, a white, and a red. And they really bring in the views when they are blooming, which is not now, but they will when they're ready. So I suppose with that, I will let you go and talk to you next time.